Welcome back to the GrTwosdays Championship here with the Ultimate Racing League. We are in the Nürburgring in Germany for round 4. We are with the Pro League guys, and they are in the GT500 cars from 2008. The older cars on the game in the GR2 category. Not the quickest compared to the 2016 cars that you will be able to use on the game, but they are still pretty damn quick. We are in Nürburgring, as I said. This Nürburgring GP circuit has been used for Formula One in the past. It combines with the Nordschleife for the Nürburgring 24 hours. So on here, the Nürburgring 24-hour circuit will encapsulate a large portion of the racetrack. And so 16 corners, 3.2 miles roughly. Fantastic racing track, really technical, as you can see from the mini map in the top right hand corner. Lots of technical turns on this circuit, which makes it a real big challenge for the guys out there today. So what we'll do, we'll get the race underway. Obviously, we'll start from pole. You can see on my screen there, you've got HKRT Kevin. Surprise, surprise, on pole in the NSX GT500. Looking to keep that 100% record alive. Still, nobody has managed to take a win from him in this championship. In second place, we have HKRT Midas, a really successful return from injury from last season. He is taking the field by storm, and he is currently looking like the most likely to really stick the challenge to Kevin at the moment. We got Manos in third in the Repsol Honda GT500. So, Midas was in the Nissan GTR. Manos in the GT500 NSX. Panos for first to fourth lockout from the Greek guys at HKRT in the first of the Lexuses. He is in fourth. In fifth, we have Panic at the Tesco in the Nissan GTR in that fantastic PlayStation livery. And in sixth, we have Ural Tidders. Seventh, we have TLR Smith. Eighth, we have Unforgiven. In ninth, we have Matty Elder. A bit of a disappointment for Matty Elder at this track for qualifying at the very least. He seemed to be the most likely to really put the challenge to Kevin in the first couple of rounds, but he's dropped the ball a little bit here by the looks of things, so maybe he's got a strategy plan on his hands. 10th, we have HKRT Stirpan. In 11th, we've got Monkey. 12th, we've got Enzo Jack. He'll be very disappointed with his qualifying there. I don't think this is one of his favourite tracks. In 13th, we've got Osman. Again, another one who'd be disappointed with his qualifying. And 14th, we have Damien. So let's get this race underway and see what the circuit holds for us today. And the lights come on, they go out, and away we go. Kevin taking us down into turn one. Turn one is a really, really tough hairpin turn going into a left-hander, which really does require a lot of delicacy on the throttle and in the steering inputs, as you can clearly see here. But everybody all line abreast here, just going through. Unforgiven battling with Stirpan early on. Stirpan up the inside, Unforgiven goes wide. Stirpan has to back off so he doesn't plow into the back of him, but he's still looking up the inside there, and Unforgiven just about holds on to that place. And we got Enzo Jack back there with Osman for company. Osman looking to make a move early on there as well. And he gets, does he get that move done? He's going up the inside, and yeah, he's got that move done. It looks like Damien's having a look as well. Damien going up the inside of Enzo Jack, and Enzo Jack is at the back of the pack. Hopefully he can get his head down and sort out what's going on. Kevin leading us at the moment, Milos in second, Manos in third, and Panos in fourth. So everybody holding their positions in the top 5, top 6, and top 7 positions. Matty Elder looking to make moves early on there on Smith, but Unforgiven looking to come at Matty Elder here. So is Matty Elder going to be? Oh, he is. Unforgiven looking to go around the outside. He does. Unforgiven around the outside of Matty Elder. Great move from Unforgiven there to go around the outside of Matty Elder in that right-hand turn. And Unforgiven is up into 8th place. Masialda down into 9th. Sturpan now has Monkey for company. Monkey looking to have a go at the inside. Nothing doing there as they go through the chicanes, come across the come round to the final right-hand hairpin to cross the start-finish line to end lap 1. Damien's still looking to try and get past Osman there. As Kevin takes us across the line to complete lap 1. Panic now looking to have a move up the inside of Panos. He doesn't. He has to back out. You can see he's looking right up there inside there. And I've just spotted we've got Unforgiven past Smith as well. Now Unforgiven, let's have a little look there. So I think he's got that on the he's got good exit. Yeah, he's got a very good exit at the final turn. And Smith goes to the inside to cover off that inside line into the hairpin, but Unforgiven stays left. There's no slipstream involved, so I guess he must have done it under the brakes. We'll see. No, he has. He's done it on the straight. So Smith backed out, let Unforgiven take that position without battling too hard. It is a 28-lap race. Let's remember, 50 minutes, and these guys have got to get to the end. The Monkey's still looking to have a go on Sturpan here, and he's just tucked in right underneath that rear wing. Lexus Power versus Lexus Power, that V8 burbling away. Is Monkey going to be able to make better use of it than Sturpan? He has a little look at the inside, but nothing doing there. Sturpan's got that door well and truly closed. Oh, hang on, there's a bit of contact there. So Monkey has gone, it looked like Sturpan had left the door open, and Monkey tried to have a little look at the inside, a little bit of contact on the rear bumper, just to say, you know, I'm here, just make sure you're aware. But it looks like Sturpan is holding up Monkey now, and Osman is coming out the back to join the party with Damien for company. Can Monkey get the move done? He does look the faster of the two of them. What's Sturpan on the hard, so that might explain some of it. So Sturpan on the hard compound tyre, and Monkey all over the back of him, but Monkey got that all wrong trying to attack that, and now he's having to defend from Osman as they come round to the final part of this lap. And Monkey has dropped back now from Sturpan, and he's now got Osman for company. So is Osman going to send one up the inside into the chicane? He doesn't, he holds there, so that's as you were. And Smith has lost a place to Matty Alder as well, so Matty Alder up into 8th. Smith struggling a little bit for pace. Get back to see what's happening. So it looks like Osman has dropped back off the bat. This is to and fro like a yo-yo at the moment. Enzo Jack just in behind there, you can see behind all four of them, just keeping an eye on proceedings. As Monkey has another little look, gives Sturpan a mirror full of his car, and he's going on the inside. He's going on the inside. He's going to hold the inside line, and he gets the move done. Great stuff from Monkey there, stuck him right up the inside and just held on. But Sturpan's coming back at him. He's back up the inside there. Monkey will hold the inside line going through the right hand there, and he holds on to that place. Great battling from these guys, great racing room there given from Sturpan, but Monkey got the move done, and that's great stuff. Now he can get on and make the most of those medium tyres, and now Sturpan is probably going to have to be thinking more in his rear view than what's ahead of him, and defending that position against Osman. Great stuff at the back of the field here for the first few laps. Let's go and check out what's going on at the top. We've got Kevin, who's starting to open up a bit of a gap now between him and Midas. Midas in second, Manos still holding on to third, and Panos in fourth. So as you were, as things stand. Panic at the Tesco in fifth. Unforgiven there is sixth after making moves early doors. He's so he's got past Tinners as well. So Unforgiven up into sixth. Unforgiven clearly enjoying this track. He is on the soft tyres though, so he's going to be quicker. Looking like it. The guys ahead, they're all on the soft tyres. So everybody from first to sixth on the softs, Titters there on the mediums, and Matty Alder on the mediums, Smith on the mediums, Monkey on the mediums, and then you got the hard runners at the back. But HRT, Damien and Enzo Jack looking to be struggling a little bit to make their way up the field past the one or two hard runners that we've got. really technical track this, so you've got all the tight, especially you cross the start finish line and you just know what's coming, a really tight section, and it's all about the racing, the line you take through this little section here. You can see Matty Elder not looking, you can take a lot more of that curb. We'll go on board with Kevin and see how he tackles this lap, because you'll see what I mean when with how the lap sort of flows between the corners. It's you've got to get that racing line right, otherwise you can lose a lot of time. The Osman then looking to defend from Damien, so Osman not been able to push up onto the back of Sturpan as much as he probably would have liked after Monkey had gotten through. And Damien on those faster tyres looking to make Osman's life a misery, keeping that pressure on. Enzo Jack dropping back, but it does look like he's fuel saving a bit more than the guys ahead. You can see he's got a lot more fuel left, so maybe he's playing the strategy game and going to try and go long on this one. Everybody's starting to spread out a little bit, not too much close battling going on. So as we come across start finish line, let's go on board with Kevin. Let's have a look at a lap around the Nürburgring GP circuit. So you're coming down the start finish straight into the braking zone, you're hitting the brakes around the 150 to 100 board, and you want to really tuck it in on that curb, but don't get on the power too early because the camber can really upset that rear end. And then you're sort of balancing the throttle, you don't necessarily need too much brake going into there or any brake at all, and then you keep in wide and then you come in right across onto the curb. You've really taken as much of that and then getting across all over that curb, and you can push it right the way out to the left there, as you can see Kevin has done, under the bridge. And then at the end of the cones, well, he brakes, does brake late there. Coming towards the end of the cones is where I would normally brake, but he's this is why he's the championship leader. As we go around the right hand corner there, and off we go down the straight round where the tower disappears out of your vision. That's where you'd be looking to brake there and keeping it nice and tight on there, and on the power nice and early. You can push it right out onto the green stuff, and then keep it up on the curb there, coming right across, get all that curb on the inside, all the curb on the inside on the right hander, pushing it out to the left and then getting back across the track for this left-hander. Just as the green stuff starts, that's where you want to be braking, turning left, clipping the curb on the inside. Don't get on the power too early because the camber can kick you off. Get on the right, nice and early on the power. You don't need too much brake going into that right-hander. Early on the power, down all the way, flat out, all the way down to the chicane. Keeping it nice and tidy, coming up to the just after the 150 board. He's looking at lift and coast there, all the curb on the inside, missed the bollard on the inside of the right-hander, all the way out to the left, and then you want to turn in quite late normally, miss that barrier on the inside because otherwise that'll ruin your lap. Push all the way out to the left and then across the start finish line to complete the lap, and that's a 147.566, just shy, sorry, not far off his fastest lap of the race so far. A good lap from Kevin there, and great to see what the pro guys do around this track. I do notice compared to when I've been racing around here, is the braking. His braking is much later. He's got a lot more confidence in that car and the grip levels, and it really does show in his performances. As you can see, he's really starting to clear off from the rest of the guys. So we got Midas in second, Manos in third, Panos in fourth, Panic in fifth, Unforgiven in sixth. Where have we said all that before? Seems to be the order of the day as things stand. The gap opening up between Unforgiven and the Panic at the Tesco in fifth. The guys ahead seem to be segregated out a little bit. Titters then leading the following pack on the medium tyres. So Titters, Matty Elder, Smith and Monkey are four abreast on the mediums. Damien has finally got through past Sturpan and Osman to try and latch on the back of his fellow medium runners up ahead, and Sturpan and Osman on the hard tyres. Enzo Jack, as we established, is really fuel saving, trying something different than strategy from the back of the pack, maybe looking to go really long on these mediums and use as little of the hards as possible. Perhaps whether it works out for him, we shall see. Currently, lap times compared to Kevin on the softs is nearly 4 seconds off over 4 seconds off the pace. So I don't think he's going to be challenging for the race win. Back up to Kevin. That gap really looking as you can see there, he's across our finish line. Midas just coming around the last corner. And it looks like Panic is latched onto the back of Panos now, so we're going to have a little bit of a tussle, I can imagine, as we come towards the end of their stint on the soft tyres. You can see the soft tyres looking really worn on that front left. So I imagine Panic's probably got about 2 or 3 more laps, maybe at most, left in those tyres before he's going to have to come into pit without losing too much time on heavily worn softs. Unforgiven then doing a good job in 6th place, made moves early on to get the positions done, and looking good in 6th at the moment. And then we got the medium runners in the 150s. Mental how different the lap times are compared to the soft tire guys. You got the likes of Panic, Manos, Panos, they're all in the low 48s. Obviously Kevin in the 47s in a class of his own at the moment. And then you got Unforgiven just in the low 49s, and then we got Matty Alder now leading. He's got through on Titters. Let's just have a little blip back and see what happened there, because I'm sure Titters was ahead. Oh, I must have missed that quite a way back. We won't get caught into going back. So Matty Alder then in the 50s, Titters in the 50s, the 51s. CLR Smith has settled down and he's putting some really strong laps in now in the low 50s on those medium tyres. And Monkey as well, looking really strong. A 49.6 on the medium tyres. It is up there with the best lap times we'll probably see today on those medium tyres. Really impressive stuff from Monkey. He gets a little bit downbeat, does Monkey. He feels like he's out of place in the Pro League, but lap times like that, keep your head down, mate. You can put them in. You've got the pace there to live with these guys. Don't undersell yourself. Damien not far off latching onto the back of them. Has still got a little bit of a gap between himself and Monkey up ahead. I don't think he could quite see them. Oh, they'd just be able to see them at the end of that straight, I think. So, yeah, a little bit of a gap still there. Sturpan doing well to hold on to the Lexus ahead on the medium tyres. Sturpan on the hards. Osman just keeping Sturpan there in his front view, but listen, Enzo Jack has found some pace finally, and he has on those mediums. A 50.8 last time around. He's found a bit of pace there. He's got another 52 there, so maybe he just got them pedal down to try and get some of that glorious slipstream down that straight. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, and he'll go back to his fuel saving. So Kevin's still pumping in those 47s, mid to high 47s, other than the fastest lap of the race on lap 4. And like I said, class of his own, really just clearing off into the distance at the moment. And their fuel is pretty similar. Kevin's used a little bit more fuel. Tyre wear pretty similar to Midas, so it does look like Kevin has got this one in the bag. Manos using a lot more fuel than the guys ahead to get the best out of that NSX. So Manos really working that car hard to try and live with the guys up in front. Either that's working it too hard and it's costing him time by over revving, or I'm not 100% on how the best way to drive the NSX is, but Manos has used a good chunk more fuel than the guys ahead. So that is going to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons when it comes to strategy as the race unfolds going forward. And Panos has dropped right off the bat now. I think the Lexus must eat the tyres a little bit more. Yeah, it does. You look at the tyre wear from the guys ahead, and then you get down to Panos, and I think that front left is much worse off. But he is saving way more fuel than the guys ahead. So Panos playing a different game as well. So these guys, the strategy is going to really unfold as the race comes to its conclusion. I think you're going to start to see some places change hands through strategy alone as the race comes into its latter laps. But here we are on lap 9, third of the way through the race already, and this is where we're at. Panic eating those tyres even more than the Lexus. and using more fuel, so he is pushing hard, but he's dropped off the back of Panos now, and really does look like he's used too much of his tires. He was on the verge of battling with Panos for 4th place in early on in this race, in this stint, but he's not been able to make that work. As we go down to Unforgiven, still holding his own, still doing some consistent lap times. Good stuff from Unforgiven, looking after those tires and fuel as well by the looks of things in that NSX, so that could come into his own. He's a long way off of the Greeks ahead, but he has got a lot more fuel, so he's going to save time in the pit stop phase when he comes in to get rid of those soft tires, but he's going to be able to go slightly longer as well on those softs, so that's going to be an interesting one to watch as Matty Elder comes round on the mediums, a bit on his own as well, dipping into those 49 points, the mid 49s on the medium tires. Now he's got through and settled down. He is really putting the pace down, and well, it's just a shame he hadn't had a better qualifying, I think, otherwise he could be in the thick of it up ahead. And Tidder's doing a good job as well on the mediums, holding his own there. Smith we know to be good on fuel and tyres, and it is showing. He's got a lot of fuel left compared to the guys ahead. Matty Elder down to half a tank, and Smith still between that half and 3/4 mark, so he's doing a good job on the fuel saving and holding off Monkey as well. Monkey has used a good chunk more fuel as well, so tyre wear looking pretty even. So these strategies, you can already see people doing very, very different things to try and get an advantage in this race. And Damien just now coming up to the back of the guys ahead on those medium tyres, and he's managed to latch on with some good consistent lap times, as you can see there, from lap 5 to lap 9, all in the low 150s. So yeah, these the guys playing the strategy game, lots of different things going on the track, and when the first one comes into the pits, once that cycle starts, we should start seeing a different race unfold, I imagine. We've lost Sturpan as well. Sturpan's pitted, so we've had the first pitter of the race. So Sturpan was on the hard tyres, and on lap 8, looks like it was his in lap, he's come in, got off those hard tyres, and he's now on a set of softs, and he's out. He's done his out lap, and this will be his first fast lap, so we'll see what sort of pace he has on those soft tyres. As we can see now, Kevin is the first of the Greeks up ahead, the HKRT Racing guys. He's the first one to come in, and he comes in, and he comes out all just behind Panic. He comes out just behind Panic. Panic's soft tyres looking absolutely atrocious. Kevin on the hards, even though he's on the slower compound tyre, you'd imagine he is going to have the grip underneath him once they're up to temperature to get past Panic. But Kevin already has a pit stop advantage on the rest of the field from 6th and below, and looking like a pit stop advantage on Panic at the Tesco as well. And as you can see, Panos up ahead also in the same position. But you'll notice Kevin doesn't appear to have refueled, so he's got half a tank of fuel, and we've done 11 laps, so that would indicate that even with his fuel saving prowess that he has, he is going to have to stop again. And whether or not Panic at the Tesco is considering running the softs as long as he can, and then doing a hard tyre stint. Remember, the only criteria on the tyres is a minimum of 3 laps on the hard tyre compound. The rest is up to the driver. It would appear that Panic may well be looking to do something like that, but Kevin, I think, is going to have to stop again at the very least. So Kevin makes that move nice and easy, nothing to get excited about. Panic doesn't defend it. I think Panic knew his race was run on those tyres, and I'm hoping, yeah, he is diving into the pits. So he's going to put it into the pits, and the 3 HKRT guys up ahead have as well. So Kevin will reassume the lead of the race. We'll have a little look when they come out of the pits, see what tyre compounds they come out on, and whether or not they refuel, because that is going to play a big role in the strategy of this race. As Unforgiven goes through, Midas comes out just in front of Matty Alder. Does he hold that position? Manos also coming out just behind, so Matty Alder has managed to get ahead of these guys, but they have got a pit stop advantage, so it'll depend whether Matty Alder decides to go again a bit like Panic strategy, go long on the mediums and then just do one stop, come in, get on the hard tires and go. In which case, let's have a little look, see what the HGRT guys are doing. So again, yeah, so half a tank of fuel for Midas, the same for, well, less for Manos, but he's going to have to come in much earlier, and the same for Panos, and they're all on the hard tires, so they are going to be having to stop again, and I don't think Matty Alder, Tidders, Monkey and Smith are going to be playing that stop again game, and neither will Damien by the look of it. Fuel looking good, so they're going to be coming in and going on those hard tires once those medium tires have served their purpose. So this is really going to throw things up, but Panic has come out on a fresh set of softs. The Panic will have to stop again. So that's going to be an interesting one, as Panic went long on those soft tyres, and you can see his lap time has fallen away quite dramatically, although he managed to pull out a 149.5 on lap 9, despite doing a 151.6 the lap before. On those heavily worn tyres, that's an impressive lap time, fair play to that. But he's going to have to get a move on, doing another stint on the softs to make this work, I think. But he is a bit of a strategy nerd, really. I hope you don't find that offensive. But I've been on chats with him, and he likes to have a good investigation into what the best strategy is and figure it out before he goes racing. So I imagine he's done plenty of practice, haven't you, Panic, for this race, and figured out the best possible strategy through many laps of practice. We all know you do, don't we, Panic? So let's have a little look, glance down the field as things stand. So remember, these are not the net positions. It is all up in the air at the moment, as they are all on different strategies. So we got Kevin leading the way. I think that is the only certainty at the moment. We've got Unforgiven holding on to second place, going really long on the soft compound tyre. We got Midas in third, not far behind him, with Matty Alder for company on these medium tyres. Even with the wear on these medium tyres, which actually don't look too bad, Matty Alder is still going to be much quicker than Midas on the hards, I would imagine. And Manos the same on the hard tyres in fifth. Panos in sixth, also on the hard tyres, but with a lot more fuel than Manos. Tidders, oh, Monkey having a look at the inside of Tidders. So Monkey all over the back of Tidders now. Both on the medium tyres, both still to stop, and Monkey is putting that pressure on and really looking to make Tidders work to hold on to that position as we come through towards what will be, I'd imagine they're probably, well, they're going to go even longer than I think, to be honest. Oh, what's happened to Panos? Panos then has made a bit of a boo-boo somewhere. Oh, we were just on him, and he's dropped a load of time and ended up behind the guys behind somehow. Yeah, so there's Panos. What happens to Panos? Because he gets absolutely swamped by Tidders and Matty Alder. Oh, he gets all the oversteer and ends up on the grass, nearly down in the pit lane. And he just manages to come back on in front of HGRT Damien, almost into the side of Smith, but I think he gets away with that a little bit. And now Smith is little flash of the lights from Monkey there. I think I was going to say, I think there's perhaps a little bit of communication there. Maybe that's a button layout press, but Monkey sticks it on the inside into turn one, and he gets that moved up. And let's watch that again. Smith went through as well, so we're gonna have to watch this again. Monkey gets up the inside on the final turn. He holds that drag race down across the start finish line. He's got the inside line into turn one, and he gets that done, as we know. And then Smith is opportunistic as ever. Titters goes deep, and both Smith and Panos has to yield. Smith gets the move done in front of Titters, and Titters just slots in behind, and Panos loses that momentum. So Panos now looking to try and get past. Oh, he does. Panos sends it up the inside there. Let's go on board with Panos and see what happened. What happened there? Because that was a very opportunistic move. I don't often see a move down there, and he's just tucked it up the inside. Not really. Titters gave him room. I don't think really there can be anything. He saw the opportunity. The door was open, and he walked through it. And I don't think he can really complain too much there. He's picked up a half-second time penalty for his troubles. Let's go and have a look. Let's see where he might have picked that up. Because Panos has just. He's crossed that white line on the on that inside curb. And that's given him his half-second time penalty, and he's going to lose that position to Damien as well. Damien then up into 8th. Titters having a nightmare through a few turns at the start of this lap. But he's going to look to come back at Damien. Panic just watching at the minute. Obviously, we know on the soft tyres, and Titters sends it up the inside of Damien. So Titters biting back, but Damien holding him around the outside. But Titters gets that move done with the camber assisting him. And Titters has successfully got that move back. Great stuff from Titters. To be fair, great stuff from all these guys. Great clean races so far. Hard racing, but I don't see too much going wrong at the moment. And it's really nice to see some real hard battles as Panic looking to get in on the action as well. The Panic on the soft tyres is up the inside of Damien. And Titters ghosting because of his penalty. And that might have thrown Panic off a little bit there. Damien just holds on the inside line, and Panic has to step back. I think Titters penalty and ghosting probably just distracted and just upset the rhythm there a little bit, and Panic had to yield back that position to Damien. And across the start finish line now, Panic moves to the inside. The Panic will have the run going down into turn 1, and it looks like he's going to get that move done before turn 1. Under braking, no, not before, but Jeff definitely during. Can he hold on, or is Damien going to do the cut back? No, Panic does hold on, and Panic being on those soft tyres, you'd expect, will now start to clear off and to chase down the guys ahead, which is Panos, and then Smith up ahead, with a Monkey up ahead of them. And Matty Howder has successfully defended against Manos and successfully held on to the back of Midas. So at the moment this could work out as net positions, because I don't see any other strategy working for the medium runners now other than going onto the hards and sticking it out for as long as holding on to the mediums for as long as possible. So with everybody seemingly having to stop again, it would make sense that this could well be net positions as things stand if everybody does the same thing. As Panic has not taken long to stretch that gap out between him and Damien, not even a full lap, and he's chasing down Panos up ahead. Panos on the hard tyres, and Panic really making good use of the soft tyre stint. Unfortunately, if they all stop again, Panic does have to go onto the hard tyres, as do the rest of the guys ahead. The Panic will have to do it on the track if he's going to get past the guys ahead on the same tyres as well. Damien then into the pits. The only ones that will be different will be the HGRT Racing guys, Kevin, Manos and Panos, who will have the option of going back out on the soft tyres as we see Damien into the pits. So yeah, just spotted at the back there. So Panic is now right onto the back end of Panos, and he is all over him. And I think this is going to be short-lived. I think this battle will be done and dusted now. Yep, and Panic goes up the inside and gets that move done nice and early, not messing about. Doesn't want to be held up any longer than he has to be, and he really made light work of Panos there. Great stuff to see. And now Panic has got Smith up ahead in his sights. And I think Smith on those heavily worn mediums is going to be sensible to just let Panic do his race. I don't think there'd be too much of a fight from Smith if he knows Panic is on the softs. It just depends whether his race engineer has given him that information or not, as to whether he does fight hard or let Panic through, so as not to disrupt his own race. Panic moves to the inside into the chicane, but Smith ain't having any of it. He slams that door shut, and Panic has to roll out and live to fight another day. Smith is not making this easy for Panic. The radio message has not come from the engineer. Smith goes to the inside. He's covering the inside line going down into turn 1. It's a drag race into turn 1. Can Smith hold on to the position under the braking? Under braking they go, and Panic is later on the brakes, but Smith sends it up the inside and makes sure he holds on to that line. It's right to do so. And he closes that door on the left-hander. Great stuff from Smith. And he holds on that position. Oh no, Smith has gone wide. Smith has gone wide, and Panic has had the door open for him. And he says, "Thank you, sir," and walks straight through it. After some great defensive work in turn 1, Smith goes deep into the following left-hander. And that's the door open, and Panic is just strolled on through. And now Smith is going to have Panos for company over the course of this lap and probably the next few. Smith on heavily worn mediums and Panos on nicely up temperature hard, so they're going to be comparative on lap times, I would imagine. And Panos really tucked in behind now, looking to really put the pressure on, try and force a mistake from Smith. He's all over the back of him as we come down towards the final part of the this lap, and through the chicane. Coming up now, is Panos going to send it? No, he doesn't. Those hard tyres probably ain't going to grip as hard as they need to. I wonder if Smith might get a penalty for that. That looked like a really he clipped the bollard on this a fine margin between the bollard, and he looks like he's got away with it, but a fine margin between the bollard and that, as Monkey comes into the pits, as does Midas. And Midas into the pits. It looks like we've lost Manos into the pits as well. Yep, we have Manos back out on soft tyres. So the final stops are starting to happen, and the strategy is about to unfold. As Tidders and Sturpan now battling it out for 6th place. Sturpan tucked right in behind, so we've got Panos battling Smith up ahead. And then we've got Tidders and Sturpan behind. Oh, Sturpan gives Tidders a nudge there. Tidders is battling it hard, and Sturpan is struggling to find a way by. And under braking there, just misjudged it slightly. Glad to see it didn't end up sending Tidders off track. Panos going wide, kicking up a load of gravel. Sturpan looks to have gotten through on Tidders. Just blip back and have a little look to see. Oh, that looks like a really aggressive move there from Sturpan from what we just glimpsed there. He goes, oh, he sets it up, and he's really pushed to pass there. That's not really what we want to see. If we go on board with Sturpan, I can see what he's done. He's gone, yeah, I'm going to send it now, and he's just not far enough alongside, and there's not really anywhere Tidders can go as he's pushed out off the track. I really don't see Tidders could have done anything else there, and he's ended up being pushed onto the grass. He did well to save it and keep it pointing in the right direction, but he's now got dirty tyres and has lost a lot of time to the guys ahead. Really unfortunate stuff there, and I don't think he's very happy about that. As Kevin also into the pits then. Kevin into the pits at the end of lap 18. As so you're going to be doing 11 laps on the soft tyres, or 10 laps. No, 10 laps on the soft tyres. Is Kevin, so I would imagine that's what he's going to come out on anyway, as we watch Panos come into the pits as well. The Panos into the pits, Smith carries on those medium tyres. And Panic is up into second, so Panic still has to stop, remember. Matty Alder still has to stop. Smith still has to stop. Kevin now comes out on the soft tyres, as we suspected. And he's got half a tank of fuel left. Half a tank of fuel, so he's taken on a little bit, not a lot though. And Tidder's still having to stop, along with Monkey has stopped. So this is looking good for Monkey. If he can hold on, the guys ahead still have to stop, and he's not that far behind. This could be a real good result for Monkey if he can keep it pointed in the right... Oh, I just spotted, Monkey hasn't put any fuel in. Oh, so Monkey's going to have to come in again. Oh, that is rotten luck. I think he's got his strategy wrong there. I think if he'd put fuel in, with the guys ahead having to stop, I think he might have had a good shout. But he hasn't, so he's going to have to stop. Monkey's going to be coming in for, it have to be softs after his mandatory 3 laps on the hards. This is the second of those 3. Really unfortunate stuff. Enzo Jack's made his way up into 7th, still has to stop though. And he's got Midas to company on the soft tyres. Panos on the softs and Manos on the softs. So Panos has jumped Manos in the pit stop phase. Obviously, well, it looks like Manos has put more fuel in. I think he recognises he's a lot heavier on the fuel usage. And Damien on the hard tyres, I would imagine, looking to run to the end. And Sturpan is going to make very short work of Damien. Unforgiven then on the soft tyres. Oh, so Unforgiven has done 3 laps on the hards, I think. Yeah, so Unforgiven again. I thought they were going to go long. I've just seen Smith coming into the pits. So Smith, oh no, not Smith. So Matty Alder into the pits. Let's see what Matty Alder does, because I thought these guys were going to go long and then rely on, and then do. It looks like the amount of fuel he's putting in, he's got to be coming out on the hards. Got to be. That's got to be the best strategy for the long-running medium tyres. Otherwise, you're not really making good use of the softs. Yeah, so let's go back down to Matty Alder. See, yeah, so he's come out on the hard, so he's one stop in this, and he's out behind Manos. Obviously, Manos and Panos are on the softs to the end of the race, so Matty Alder is going to be reliant on what the guys ahead do. We know Enzo Jack has to stop. We know Monkey's going long. No, Monkey has to stop because of fuel. Tidders has to stop, Smith has to stop, and Kevin has stopped, and he's going to the end on the softs. Panic is going to have to stop, so he will cede that position to Kevin. He's putting a good stint on those softs, and he's making good use of it. So yeah, he's not going to have to put much fuel in to the end of the race. So I think he's going to do 2 soft stints and then 3 or as little laps on the hards as possible. So that's going to be an interesting one to see unfold towards the end of this race. We are well into the last few laps of this race now. 8 laps to go. So yeah, the strategy is really throwing everything against the so Monkey coming in now for his stop. He's got through on Tidders, I think. Yeah, that must have happened. Yeah, so there he's sends it up the inside there, and he's going to get that position into the braking zone. Yep, he's done that. Lovely jubbly. And Monkey is up into 4th. I'm just disappointed for him, really. He's had really strong paces, Monkey, this race, and I think he's just misjudged his strategy a little bit. Otherwise, he could have been on for a really strong result. So let's get up to where they were going into the pits. So we have Panic still to start. We have Kevin not far behind him in a league of his own into the 46s on that soft set of tyres. with lower fuel, and I think unless he absolutely impels a barrier somewhere around here, I think this race is his. We got Smith then still to stop on those medium tyres. We've got Midas on the softs, Panos on the softs, Enzo Jack still to stop, running in 6th place on the mediums. Manos on the soft tyres, looking to get through on Enzo Jack. I imagine that's going to be very, very shortly happening, and very easy as well, with the very different strategies that these two are doing. Not something we would say normally in one of these races, but they're clearly playing very different games, and Nürburgring GP just does not suit Enzo Jack. And Manos does indeed make that look easy. Enzo Jack not fighting it, looking after his own strategy and just trying to get damage limitation points, I think. Unforgiven then in 8th. Another one, I think, who's misstepped his strategy a little bit. He's gone out on the soft tyres. It looks like he's already done his hard tyre stint, which is a shame, because I think he had really strong pace as well, and could have finished much higher up. Osman's still running on the medium tyres as well. I don't think he's been into the pits. Oh no, he started on the hards. But Osman started on the hards, and he's going along on the mediums. Look at that consistency from Osman. Fantastic stuff, those lap times. Looks great. 150s all the way through. So Osman going long on those mediums, and it looks like he's got that. As a result of that, he's got the jump on Matty Alder, so he's got the better compound tyres, and he's ahead of Matty Alder. Monkey on the softs now to the end of the race, having done his soft tyre run, sticking at the inside of Matty Alder. So Matty Alder, maybe our medium long hard is has not been the best strategy. Maybe Monkey, that is the best strategy to have done, because I think Matty Alder's struggling a little bit. Sturpan on the softs, he's got Titters back with him for company. Titters on the hard tyres, Sturpan on the softs, so the battle between these two has commenced. That looks a little bit against the a little bit naughty, really, I think, from Titters there. I'll call it as I see it. So Sturpan covers that inside, trying to prevent the slipstream, and then Titters, not sure what Titters is doing there, because the outside line of that, maybe he's unhappy with something that happened early on. Okay, so we've got Sturpan gets the inside line run there, and he gets that done, and he's well ahead into the chicane. That was a clean move from Sturpan, and he covers that inside line, and Titters is chopping all the way at the back end of Sturpan there. Yeah, not sure what's going on there, and he gets a better run across start finish straight. So Titters is on the hard tyres. Yeah, and he's turning into Yeah, we don't want to be seeing that. We really don't want to be seeing that. I'm all for hard racing, but that is not really. We need to be careful what we're doing out on track, I think, because I don't normally pick up on these things, and it gets left to the stewards if the reports go in. But I'd be very surprised if Sturpan did not put a report in for that, because that's yeah. Well, we'll leave it there. Leave it to the stewards to deal with, but that doesn't look good from a URL perspective, I think. I would say up against the HKRT guys, and we need to clean that up. Panic at the Tesco then into the pits for his final stop. Kevin up in front, absolutely wiping the floor with the competition, absolutely annihilating everyone. Panic there in second place on the soft tyres, coming in, and now he's going out. How far does he drop down? Unbelievably, Smith is still going on those medium tyres, so Smith is still running on the mediums. Enzo Jack, you can see, just coming into the pits, also on the mediums, but Smith is still going. Was it fuel? No, it wasn't fuel. I think Enzo Jack is just going to come in and take tyres and go. No refueling needed, I think, from Enzo Jack. The Panic comes out in 5th. The Panic comes out behind Panos and Midas, so he's currently net 5th, but he comes out ahead of... he's currently net 4th, sorry, and he comes out ahead of Manos. The Panic strategy has been a good one, but he is on the hard tyres and Manos is on the softs. The Can Panic extract maximum pace out of that hard compound tyre. We shall see. So Unforgiven has moved up to 7th and Monkey 8th, so I'll eat my words there. I did not see the strategy playing out of the short stint on the hards and then getting back onto a set of softs, but these guys have done a good job there with the 2-stop, and it does look like that was the way forward. The guys ahead, Panic as well, 2 stops on the two stints on the softs, really made good use of that, and that does seem to be the stronger strategy. I was in favour of the long running medium runners and then diving in and getting onto the hard compound tyre, but that seems to have cost a lot of race time. Unforgiven and Monkey really coming into their own, and it's only really it's be interesting to see where Smith comes out when he pits, but Unforgiven and Monkey, the qualifying was Kevin, Midas, Panos and Manos. I can't remember which way round they were, and Panic in 5th, and that is basically where we're at the moment in those top 6 positions. So that strategy has worked its wonders, but Osman has made a flip strategy work for him as well, as he's coming up onto the back of Monkey on the softs. Monkey doing a 48.3, Osman doing a 52. So yeah, so Monkey pulling away. Osman on the medium tyres, keeping Matty Alder at bay. Those hard tyres really not doing a job. And Enzo Jack, another one who's he's managed to make that tank of fuel by the looks of it last the entire race without putting any in, but it's cost him a lot of race time. But we've got Tidders and Sturpan behind him, so they're battling it out, still battling it hard. Sturpan's got a half-second time penalty now as well. We'll have a little look back to see where Tidders got back past Sturpan, because was that in the pits or... Oh, or was that the move we were looking at? No, so Sturpan must have got back past Tidders. See, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we've seen Panos do, and that's absolutely fine. I don't really see... That's hard racing, and we'll just have a little look. So Tidders comes up here, he lines it up, he gets the run, and he just sends it out the inside. There's racing room, no contact. A little bit argy-bargy, but yeah, coming back there. So both of these two really need to have a little word with themselves. Perhaps we'll shut them in a room, because we've had these two battling on track quite a bit over the races that we've had so far, and just get back forward here. We've had quite a few battles. Oh, I've gone back in laps. That's not good, is it? Oh, I'm messing everything up. Doesn't happen very often with this. So Sturpan ahead of Tidders, and then Tidders back at... Oh, we missed that. Let's go back and have a look at that. So Sturpan sticks a move on Tidders. Goes to go around the outside, cuts back. Argy-bargy, a little bit of hard racing. And Tidders closes the door. Sturpan has to run on him, going down into the chicane, I think. Oh, I think that was where we watched the argy-bargy going into the chicane. Tidders doing that, and then, yeah, so, sorry, we're all caught up. That's where, yeah, so that one's a little bit, I didn't see where, yeah, a little bit of argy-bargy. I think these two, like I said, we'll just get forward a little bit. because that was when Panic was in the pits. There we go. So Midas is up ahead of Smith. Right, so we're back up together. So yeah, I think back down to where Sturpan and that was it. Sturpan and Titter's battling it out. Sturpan with that half-second time penalty. That was where we were. So we're called back up because I remember seeing in the top left. I was going to go and have a look and see Smith and Panos as well, because I saw Panos had made it through on Smith. Absolute nightmare trying to keep on top of everything. And that's a bit naughty as well. Standing out the inside, I think Smith shut the door, but he had every right to, really. He's far enough ahead. Panos wasn't far enough alongside, and Smith had the corner. Really, it was his, but he is on those heavily worn medium tyres. So yeah, I think, and that's not the first time they've been battling on track before either. But yeah, these two definitely need to be shut in a room and had a little word with. Bit more argy-bargy there. We're picking it all up now because we're watching them. We need to clean this up, guys. This is the organizer, Enzo Jack, putting a message out to these two. Let's sort it out. Sturpan sort it out. Titter sort it out. We don't want to be seeing too much of this going on and race in, race out. 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I think. Both as bad as each other, but let's clean it up, please, for the future races. Don't normally call it out on commentary, but this is a championship that I put a lot of time and effort into organising, and yeah, we don't want to be seeing this in our races. I am now going to fast forward quite a bit because I'm running out of time and I don't want to miss the remainder of the racing. So let's. I don't want to miss everybody finishing their races, their laps even. So we'll have a little look down through the field. So we got Kevin there in first, we got Midas in second, we got Panos in third. So I think that was as they qualified. The main difference between Panic in fourth, holding off Manos in fifth. Unforgiven is up into sixth after Smithy's pit stop. So great stuff from Unforgiven, and they're really making me eat my words about the strategy comments. So Monkey, I take that back. You absolutely smashed it, and look at those lap times you're putting in, mate. Well done. Great stuff from both you and Unforgiven and Monkey. I think Monkey might even get sixth at this rate. Great stuff. Osman then in eighth, making that one-stop work on those medium tyres. Matty Alder stayed with him. Osman's tyres about 50% worn. Matty Alder's picked up a second time penalty. Taylor Smith then in 10th. On that strategy with the very long medium stint, which has cost a lot of race time, as Enzo Jack also found. Enzo Jack be looking to hold off Damien on those soft tyres, really fast approaching. 2-3 seconds a lap coming out of Enzo Jack here, so it's going to be tight coming across the line. Ditters and Sturpan are still having their dogfight in 13th and 14th. I think it's about pride now for these guys back of the field, and they are not messing about. So just a couple of blips, make sure we get that the final lap for people in, as Kevin now coming down through the chicane for the final time. And here he goes across the line, coming around the final corner. Sorry, to cross the line. And look at that advantage. Absolutely crazy stuff. And Kevin takes victory, keeps that 100% record alive, and fastest lap of the race. Midas running on fumes there in second place. Panos in third. Panic at the Tesco still holding off Manos. As we come down towards the final part of the track, we just got up and see Midas and Panos cross the lines, and Midas comes around the final turn to take the second spot on the podium. Great stuff from Midas. Second place from Midas. Panos takes third. Great stuff from Panos. Shame about the instant, but he does take third place. Panic at the Tesco just fends off Manos on those heavily worn softs for fourth. Manos in fifth. Monkey then does get Alex, Alex, the owner of URL, Unforgiven in 7th place, but Monkey has passed him and retained and gained 6th place. Unforgiven in 7th. Osman looking like he's going to come across the line in 8th. And that's all we've got time for. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.